How does that bode for Joe Biden's approval ratings? I don't think that's been factored in yet because it's not a good rating. According to an AP poll, he sits at 43% right now, as that's his overall for 2022. All right, so they look back, they said, everything from the economy, the student loan debt forgiveness thing, which is still going around they're just putting that together. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. I don't know. The Afghanistan withdrawal, forget about it. A total disaster. Everyone you talk to says so. And then the border. You've got the border crisis, which he's still not been there. So there we are. And so at 43%, 28% of American adults said the country is headed in the right direction. So joining us now from Young Voices is Christopher Barnard to chat a little about this. Christopher, welcome to your morning wake up.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So when a president's approval rating is at 43%, is it trending up or down these days?
I mean, that's a question, and it also depends on the poll that you look at. I've seen some polls where his approval rating is actually still below 40%. So it's really kind of hard to tell. But what we do know is that it's really pretty historically low for a president at this stage in his presidency.
And we still don't know if he's running or not. He's not going to announce probably for quite some time. I did hear that there's supposed to be some big announcement from Donald Trump today. Now, he's already said he's going to run. I wonder what that could be. Any ideas?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what can be a bigger announcement than him running for president other than him not running for president. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that one. When it comes to Biden potentially running, I'm sure a lot of Democrats are very worried about that. I mean, he really does struggle to form coherent sentences when addressing a crowd, let alone being in a debate for the presidential nomination. So I'm really not sure what Democrats are thinking about when it comes to that.
You have to admit that, and I try to give the guy he's an old man. Is he not the oldest president we've ever had? I think he is, isn't he?
He is, yeah. And obviously, if Trump were to re-win the election, then he would become the oldest one. But I do think that it shows a little bit of a problem with our politics when the best we have to offer are people that really shouldn't be working anymore.
You're right. But I mean, if you have something to offer, I guess you have something to offer. We're talking with Christopher Barnard from Young Voices. Approval rating, whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's economy, border crisis. In a poll such as these different approval ratings polls, do people come out and cite specifics, or is it an overall sort of value?
They do tend to cite specifics, and obviously it depends on what your particular area of interest is. But a lot of the things that people have mentioned are kind of what's happening around the world, kind of like the geopolitical issues facing the United States, from Afghanistan you mentioned to what's happening in Ukraine. Obviously, inflation and the economy are major issues at home. If you live in the south of the country in a border state, then immigration and the border will matter a lot to you. And voters really are aware of these issues, and they bring them up constantly in these kinds of polls. And really, unfortunately for President Biden, he's not doing very well on any of these issues.
I do have to say he still has yet to go. He was just in Arizona the other day and decided not to go a few miles south and visit the border. Is that because he knows it's a problem? He just doesn't want to put a spotlight on it. He's kind of ignoring it, right?
Yeah, I mean, his excuse is that it ranks low on his list of priorities, which is really quite baffling when you see the footage happening down at the southern border. And really, I think he understands that it's just an issue that he can't win on. He's ignored it his entire presidency. It's something that Democrats have really been quite unwilling to engage on and to come up with a solution for. And so I think for him, it's out of sight, out of mind.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to cut you loose here. Christopher Barnard, you know what I think might be Trump's thing, his announcement, and I don't know when it's supposed to happen. I just had heard about it. What if he's going to announce a vice presidential candidate? I wonder who that might be if he were to do that. There's some fun speculation for you.
Possibly. It'd be quite unprecedented this early in the cycle.
Yeah. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past him. He's apt to throw you a curveball. What if it was him and DeSantis?
Yeah, I mean, that would be certainly a very interesting presidential race then.
Yeah, yeah. All right, listen, Christopher, we're going to cut you loose and let you have the rest of your day. We appreciate it. From Young Voices, Christopher Barnard. Yeah, our Biden's approval rating, never been a president at this point, never this low. Christopher, have a great day. Thanks for being on.
Appreciate it.